Have you ever seen tiny dust particles floating in a beam of sunlight entering your room? The funny thing is, those dust particles are always present, but you don't notice them until light falls on them at the right angle. Suddenly, they seem to glow while the rest of the room remains dark. Dark field microscopy works on exactly the same idea. It doesn't make microorganisms bigger, it doesn't color them, it simply changes the way light falls on them. And that's enough to make invisible microorganisms appear bright and glowing. Let's see how. Most bacteria and other microorganisms are almost transparent. Their reflective index is nearly the same as glass. So, when we observe them under bright field microscope, very little contrast is produced. Scientists often solve this problem by staining the specimen. The stain increases contrast, making the cells clearly visible. But there is one major disadvantage. Most stains kill or alter the microorganisms. So, if we want to study living bacteria, observe their movement, or watch their natural behavior, staining is not an option. Scientists needed other solution. Instead of changing the microorganism, they changed the illumination. This led to the development of dark field microscopy. Dark field microscopy is a light microscopy technique in which the specimen appears bright against a completely dark background. Unlike bright field microscopy, the background receives almost no light. Only the specimen is illuminated. This produces a high contrast image and makes living unstained microorganisms easy to observe. Now comes the interesting part. How can a microscope make only the microorganism visible while everything else remains black? The answer lies in the path of light. In a normal microscope, light travels straight upward through the specimen and directly enters the objective lens. Since plenty of light reaches the objective, the entire field looks bright. Dark field microscopy changes this completely. A special dark field condenser is fitted below the stage. Instead of allowing light to travel straight upwards, it blocks the central rays using a dark opaque disk. Only the outer rays are allowed to pass through. These rays form a hollow cone of light. Now imagine there is no microorganism on this light. The hollow cone travels around the objective lens. None of the light enters the objective. So the microscope sees nothing except a black background. Now, if a tiny bacterium is present on this light, as soon as the hollow cone strikes the bacterium, the light is scattered in different directions. Some of the scattered light enters the objective lens. Only this scattered light forms the image. As a result, the bacterium appears bright while the background remains completely dark. Think about the dust particles again. When the sunlight enters a dark room, you don't actually see the beam of light. You only notice the tiny dust particles because they scatter the light towards your eyes. Without the dust, you wouldn't notice the beam at all. Similarly, in dark field microscopy, the microorganism behave like the dust particle, scatters light and becomes visible, while the surrounding field remains dark. That single idea makes the entire technique easy to understand. To produce this hollow cone of light, an ordinary condenser cannot be used. A special dark field condenser is required. The most commonly used one is the parabolic condenser. It is made of precisely ground glass shaped like a parabola. Its design focuses light into a yellow cone while preventing direct light from entering the objective. Another type is the cardioid condenser. Instead of specially shaped glass, it uses internal mirrors to produce an even more uniform and aberration free cone of light. Although both designs are different, their purpose is exactly the same, to ensure that only scattered light reaches the objective lens. Dark field microscopy is especially useful for observing living unstained microorganisms. It is widely used to study bacterial motility using the hanging drop method. It is also an important technique for detecting the spirochete Treponema pallidum, the bacterium that causes syphilis. In addition, it helps scientists observe internal structures of large eukaryotic cells that are difficult to visualize using ordinary bright field microscopy. Dark field microscopy proves that sometimes you don't need to change the specimen to see it better. You only need to change the way light reaches it. Just as dust suddenly becomes visible in a beam of sunlight, transparent microorganisms become visible when they scatter light towards the objective lens. A simple change in illumination transforms microbiology forever, allowing scientists to observe living microorganisms exactly as they are. And that's why dark field microscopy remains one of the most elegant techniques in biological science. Thanks for watching Invisible Influence. Until next time, keep exploring the invisible world around you.